Well, here we are live again. Doing a little bit of guitar work today. Gonna set up this Pacifica for a good friend of mine, Tracy. Wonderful guy. He's playing a gig tomorrow, so we gotta have this thing ready for him. So we'll get this thing going. Oh my goodness.
Are you talking to yourself again?
I am.
Well,
And that's usually
that,
the case when I do a live stream. I'm the only one watching. Nobody's interested. So what's happening?
No, I think your ratings are way above that.
Oh, well, I'm working on it. What's happening?
I got this guitar,
Okay.
and
I thought you were a bass player.
I'm just trying to confuse myself, that's all.
Okay.
And the strings that are on it are marvelous, but I don't know what gauge they are.
Oh.
So if you could...
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, if you could tell me what gauge they are, then I will buy
I'll get a spare set.
some spares.
Did you buy that?
I did.
You did? You got? Oh, it's an SG.
This is a different one than...
Holy smokes, look at that. Let me point my camera over here. Can I do that?
Yes,
do you mind being
sure
on?
can.
All right. So I'll point this over at the most handsome man in the world. Check this thing out. This is Mr. Owl. Too Loud
McLeod, that's right.
And I don't know if anybody.
And this is the reason why I am too loud, is this sort of thing right here.
He is a man after my own heart. My SG that's my number one. Well, it fights with my Strat. These totally feel like 10s, but they feel like 10s.
Because it is Gibson scale, which I think it is, I can't tell exactly. If it was if it was Fender scale, I would recognize 10s immediately.
Yeah.
But before I buy something for replacement strings,
You really digging these strings?
yeah,
They're. These are 10s. These are definitely 10s.
so it's a 10 there.
Yeah, 10 to these are probably slinkies. 10 to
46.
Yeah, 6. Yeah. Or this is saying 47, but
Ah,
48. It's definitely 10 to 46. I doubt they did a.
yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
And that gauge is a little. That's.
Oh yeah.
I like the color.
I will stuff it in the pocket.
Let me look at one other thing on this, just so I can see what you're digging on that guitar. Oh, where's my measuring device?
Me new guitar. Wife mad.
How new
Wife
is this?
mad.
Is this
It's a used one. I got it from Chicago Music Exchange.
Oh yeah.
And
those guys are great.
oh wow. I got it for $339.
Wow.
And I absolutely love it.
I like the
It
color.
is.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
This thing is set up.
Stewie,
like-
I hope that I like it for other reasons besides just the color, but I love the
But
color.
that doesn't hurt it any.
It doesn't. It doesn't hurt it.
Man, I love it.
I think I have one note buzzing right about there. Let's see.
Of course.
It's got the finish neck on it, doesn't it?
That one.
There's a little bit of.
What is that? Fret level? I mean,
See, it's okay across.
or is it just loose fret? Well, you wouldn't think it'd be in the middle. You know, you're fine, buddy. Let's get back and make
It's
sure.
got a little bit of a
hear
buzz
it,
there.
I can hear it.
That's the only thing
Well,
that I've
That
noticed.
could be solved with just.
All, I don't know if
tapping
you can
that
help the
fret
kind
with
of
a
help I
hammer.
need.
Well,
If the thing is, if we do something like that, we could make it worse. And
Yes.
I don't want to, if you're going to be playing the guitar like right now, I don't want to.
I'm going to be playing it right now. I can't get my hands off it. I wake up in the morning and I go, "Where's that pretty guitar?"
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
did I mention wife mad?
Oh,
yeah. Oh yeah.
How many
Yes,
guitars do you need?
yes,
One more.
Yeah.
yes, one more. There's always room
Oh,
for
yeah,
one more.
yeah,
You know? But I mean, gosh,
beautiful,
yeah.
man.
No, I for that kind of price, it's
Look at the
you almost
color.
had to buy it.
Yeah, and
They-
I was expecting to
That's
maybe think, oh, this
Jason
feels
would-
like a cheap guitar, but it feels like the real deal.
This little artifact here is kind of
Yeah.
interesting. It's definitely a seam in the
Mhm.
body.
In the-
wood, and
yeah.
the stuff's so thin.
I think it's. Do you see it there also?
Oh,
I think,
there's
yeah,
like a hint
yeah.
of it, right? Yeah. Well, that's an interesting.
Got the
But I mean, it looks.
I don't know what the
I don't care
kind
about
they're
that.
called, but
If
they look like
it
Gibson
sounds
to
good
me,
and plays
like
good,
style.
That's all that
I
matters.
hope it has stuff like that on it. Then it ain't perfect, right?
I may have you check out the electronics at some point because this pickup seems like it may have. It almost acts like there's the tone is rolled off some, but the thing is I really like the sound of it.
Like,
And if it's inherently, I mean, I noticed that
They're on the bench.
this pickup also it
yeah,
seems
they're
to be
both
like
tilted
this.
pretty. Well, yeah.
This one not so much. This one for sure.
Definitely.
It's that way.
Well, that's easy. They just got to adjust it, right? That's just this right here, right?
Well,
I mean, other
could
than
be.
being
Yeah.
like or the cover, I guess too. Huh?
Yeah.
Let's check the pickup height real quick. Let's see. Let's move this over to Joey's bench. And Tracy, I am in the midst of working on yours right this minute.
I see that.
So I got
I'll have to come back- I can come
buried
back.
this
Oh, you
week.
got the Pacifica. That's a good one.
Yeah, dude. These things.
That's a dandy.
And they haven't been sued by Fender for making that.
Strangely enough.
Isn't that? And
Well,
this-
they probably build Fender's Japanese stuff.
that is
well,
Japanese.
I know.
I just I love you know I have like I said I got a room full of guitars and it's probably one of the cheapest ones I have and I
And you
play
love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have very big hands.
Me neither.
Yeah.
The pickups, I mean, are a little bit close. This one is in particular. It's a little closer than I would set it, at least on the bass strings. I would drop that down a little bit just to avoid magnet interference with it. But this one, from the pole piece, it's a little bit close,
That might be.
and this
where
one's a
you're
little
getting
bit
your
further
sound from.
away than I would like. I could turn a couple screws and set them where.
Let's not worry about it
Don't
today.
do anything today.
But the first time that it's time to change the strings, I think I'll have you do it, and we can do all that kind of stuff.
We got 10
As it
on
is right now, I just want to sit around and.
Right, I hear you. Yeah, and this thing looks like it's been taken care of pretty well. It's probably, just looking at the fingerboard, it almost looks like it's had a fret level at some point, but
Could be.
I can't be 06, 01, I don't know how.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's 2000. I think it told me what year it was. Now I can't remember what is it. 2006? Is that what it's?
Well, the first two numbers on this Epiphone serial number are 06.
I think that is. I was remembering 2008 maybe, but I bet that's it.
Yeah, and then there's an 8 at the very end of it. So I don't know how Epiphone does their
Yeah.
serial number
Nobody
dating
does.
game.
Nobody knows.
It's a joke, but yeah, it's got all the classic SG markings.
Yeah.
Is it just 22 fret or is it 24?
It's 22.
It's 22. Yeah.
Classic SG, man.
Uh-oh.
The biggest mistake Fender ever made was putting 21 frets on a guitar.
Oh, I gotta take this.
Okay.
Hello there. This is Al.
That's my first.
Yes.
Yeah, this
Fender
thing.
Strat I bought it and I was counting up through there. It only has 21
Oh,
frets on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
What-
that's
what
the
do I need
biggest
to do?
annoyance about a Fender Stratocaster. So, what I'm doing, I'm just getting started
All right.
on yours, and I know you got a gig tomorrow, correct?
Yeah.
And you're going to use this guitar.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Okay. It will be ready. Give me maybe.
I got to come back and get my wife at 6. So.
Okay. Give me maybe 2 hours.
All right.
And I will call you the moment it's ready.
All right.
I got buried in gig work, and I knew you weren't going to be ready until today, and I had this time set aside. Okay, cool, Tracy.
Yeah, look at this. The case is worth.
Oh, I know.
$300.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, no, nice, hard, soft inside.
That guy
nice
needs a case. He's destructive on guitars.
Ow.
Yeah, good old Al.
So.
Yeah, well, we'll move. I'm gonna get digging into this thing. So, hello everybody. Hugh, hello Ian's, hello Oscar, hello. Welcome back today. Appreciate you guys hanging.
But are these 10s on there? Or
They're 10s. Yeah, they're
It's
definitely.
got a nice sound. It's got a nice sound. Even if you
Yeah.
just right there. It's got a nice
Well, let
sound.
me. He's off talking on the phone. I ain't gotta wait for him to talk on the phone. Shoot, man, I got stuff to do. I'll get yours done for
Oh,
sure. Man, this
I know
thing's
you
got
will.
a. Check this thing out, you guys. Look at that. All right,
It's so pretty.
plug it in and see what it does.
We got Al's over
Mike.
there playing on the phone,
Hey.
so we're gonna check out his guitar.
Al got himself a new SG. Yeah.
This guy, that sounds good.
It sounds like a Gibson.
Yeah.
That's like whenever I go to Chris's house, that's all I hear coming out of Joey's room. So please, don't do it.
Yeah.
SGs?
He's playing that SG.
Well, they're light, you know, they're really light, and they're, you know.
They're all sort of West
Well, mine's just a Japanese Fender is all it is. So.
Oh, God.
Yeah, with a humbucker.
All right. Let me put a tuner on this to see how terribly in tune the out of tune this is. Okay, so it's tuned really flat. Sounds like it's intonated pretty well. Gotta put some distortion on an SG or overdrive. String action feels a little bit high compared to mine, but Yeah, not bad. String action feels a little bit high, and definitely the neck is a lot wider in width, top to bottom, compared to my SG. And mine has like the ghost frets going on it, so it's quite a different guitar than my Gibson SG. But things sounds great. The pickups sound really good. Looks like you'll see the knobs. Some of them are touching the body, and some of them aren't. So it's likely that one of the pots has been changed out, or someone's altered it in some way. Hard saying. Hard saying. Alright. So, we're going to get busy on this old Pacifica. Here we go. I was going to try and get this done and had a unexpected little delay in getting this process done. So, the owner of this guitar showed up and gave me his vote of confidence. So we're going to just clean the fingerboard real quick, get these frets all nice and... Oh, I did that wrong. I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna start over. There's an order of operations that I need to make on this, and doggone it, I did not mean to do that yet. I had gotten myself all ready to polish these frets, and then I had a little SG distraction. Pretty easy to distract me with an SG. Hi, Richard. Let's see, Preston. Hey. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what I do. The controls seem to work okay. I didn't give them a good, solid test, but yeah, it's kind of fun. Thanks everybody for joining me today. I know you guys have seen me do this. I was going to try and get this part of this work done before I went live, but I had the opportunity, so I seized it, and that'll get me working on this guitar and get it out of the way as soon as I can, so I can move on to other projects. So we're going to go through this as quickly as I can. This is a process that you see me do all the time. This allows me to check the frets for any dings, or maybe the guitar has taken a hit, got leaned up against a microphone stand or something like that, and it's dented one of the frets, and I can correct that sort of stuff or do a fret level on it. Because when I'm polishing them like this, it definitely gives me up close and personal look at what the frets are doing, and every part of every fret I can get a really good close look at. So I'm gonna just get busy on this. I know this is not terribly exciting. Of course, none of this is, because working on a guitar is somewhat of a slow process, and it's really not a good idea to hurry at all when you're working on guitars. Aside from doing this sort of basic cleaning type stuff, these frets are in really good shape, but I figure I got it, and I don't want to give it back to him without having done this. It just makes sense. I worked on this guitar approximately 2 years ago, which there's a video of it on my channel. I know that. This gentleman who owns this guitar, I do a lot of work for him. He has some very special guitars that he owns, some custom stuff, and guitars that he's built himself. He's just a guitar nut, like a lot of us, and those of you on the live stream know what I'm talking about. A bunch of guitar nuts, which it's wonderful the world is full of so many of you, and people like myself who love fixing them. So I'm really grateful for that, keeping the world of guitar alive and well. Yeah, pointed down here in the business here. Oh, let me turn my camera. So my camera guy, he's usually pretty sharp, but he might have stayed up a little bit too late last night. I don't know. Happy Friday to everybody. I hope all you working boys and girls have a wonderful, wonderful Friday evening and weekend. I hope you have wonderful plans with spending time with your family. Some people do that still. It's I don't get to do that very often. I live so far away, and they live so far away that trying to travel that much is not. I mean, it's a 4-hour drive, but you know, that's still asking a lot to spend 4 hours of driving. It's about a 45-minute flight from where they live, so but that gets really expensive, especially now. But I hope you all are gonna get to spend some time with family and friends this weekend, or if you have to work, God bless you. On Saturday and Sunday, you probably get other days of the week off. All right, so now I've got that polishing part, and the reason I like to do that first is next to these frets, you can probably see there's a little darkness that happens here in between the frets on the fingerboard from the semi-chrome polish. So I like to do the polishing part first, then bust out the old paper towels, and doggone it, I wasted a couple paper towels by getting started out of order. So, and I like to put this rag on the guitar just to keep the simple green stuff from getting all over the pickups and such. It kind of helps keep my cleanup work a little bit less heavy. So I'm going to turn off my amplifier. That thing's over here buzzing. My knees hurt. Welcome, brother. Let me take a look at the notes. I've got okay. Preston's getting into leatherworking tools. Good. Tomorrow's Evolution pickups. Oh wow. Cool. Sounds good, Ian. Hey, Home Alone for the... Oh, Rhodey, you're about to live the life I've been living for the last 10 years. So I hope you make the most of it and enjoy it. I was married for 17 years, and we just grew apart. Still friends with her. That's all good, but God bless you. I hope you have fun living on your own for 8 days, it looks like. That'll be nice. I'm just cleaning the fingerboard. I know this is not terribly exciting. I'll try and move this up a little bit taller, maybe so that you can see what I'm doing. See the whole process here. We're getting her clean, getting all the old guck off of there. You can see it's kind of getting ugly looking. Getting all the DNA off of here will make this fingerboard shine again. Not a whole lot to do on this one that I'm aware of. I did the work on it last time. This is more of a string change, but we're going to check out all of the setup on this thing and make sure that it's ready for Tracy's gig this weekend. Tracy is such a cool dude. If you were here a few minutes ago, you got to see him and hopefully get to meet him a little bit. Wonderful guy. We interact on other types of social media quite often. He always puts up the coolest what are they called, GIFs or whatever. They're really cool. Lots of headbanging stuff. He's a rocker at heart. That's where he's at. His band I believe it's primarily a cover band, and they cover a lot of classic rock and such. So they're gonna get out and do a gig this weekend. Really excited for them. And this guitar's gonna get some action, so I better make sure it's right. Right? Right on. Let's see.
Have a balance that you can do. Because otherwise you won't do it. You'll just fall off and binge. Like
My knees hurt. Yeah, Ian, it's a good policy to maintain friendship if you disagree or grow apart. I'm not a marriage counselor, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I definitely learned a lot. Getting married so young, we both know that we could have made better choices in that, but that's not what this show is about. We both realize that we chose the wrong person. Would have been great to still be married to such a beautiful woman. She was very, very attractive, very physically beautiful. So that part of the marriage was absolutely not a problem. We were both so healthy and young and in love with life and doing our thing. But you know, you just start growing up and realizing, hey, this person really ain't for me, I guess. And it's okay. It just sucks being old and single. That's the only bummer. I've been trying to meet somebody for, God, years, many years, and just can't find the right person. And also living in a small town with basically dope addicts and obese women makes it very, very difficult. I'm not going to settle for something like that. I want someone that takes care of their physical appearance and their any addictions that they may have. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Let's see. All right, so we have gotten, let's see, the fingerboard cleaned. Let me get some linseed oil on the fingerboard. I'm gonna look at the back side of this neck. I'm just taking a look at the back side of the neck right now to make sure it doesn't have any of the simple green left on it. It doesn't appear to. It looks really good. Yeah, there was a little bit left up here near the headstock. If you're using simple green, you want to be certain to get all of the drips off of every part of the guitar, because it'll make it kind of difficult to get clean if you leave it on there. It can even leave little stains. His picks keep falling out of here. I'm gonna leave that one in there, but this one keeps falling out, so where am I gonna put this one? I don't want to tape it to the headstock. I'll put it back in the case. Give me a second. I got to step away for a second. And we got the yellow whammy bar. Hey, that thing's pretty sweet.
I agree 100%.
It feels nice. The way it felt to me, just playing, I sat down and played for a little bit. I would lower the string action a little bit, but then there is that one spot up high on the fingerboard, which I didn't really dig into it, but I would love to address that for you. Yeah. Because I think we could get that, although if you love where it's at, like...
So far, I just love everything about it. And,
Okay.
But I have noticed that it's higher than I usually see. But when I play slide on this, it's magnificent.
There you go.
And playing slide on this,
that's the ticket. Well, yeah, and that therein, you know, you are one of the world's dude. You guys, that dude standing 3 feet away from me is one of the best slide players you will ever see, and I'm talking Derek Trucks level. This guy is no joke.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I hope some of these guys online might get an opportunity to see you play. I don't know if you have any bunch of video stuff, especially playing guitar. You're primarily playing bass, and
I'm playing bass full time with the band, but when I'm recording, I'm playing guitar, and you know, I'm still mainly a guitar player that's getting away with it in the bass section.
I understand.
Congratulations
on the new guitar. The strings are in the pocket on there, so
yeah.
All right, break a string, bro.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Got that pick out of the way, got the whammy bar, so let's just go ahead and put some love oil on here. Grab a... Yeah, I ain't kidding, that dude is... Oh. It's sickening how amazing that guy is with a slide on a guitar. And, you know, he doesn't use a lot of high gain like sounds. And when I say comparable to Derek Trucks, I am not exaggerating, not even the slightest little bit. That guy is literally very, very, very remarkable. And it's kind of shocking that, you know, living in such a small spot in the world and having grown up in a pretty big city, not compared to LA or Chicago or, you know, London, anything like that, the fact that that guy lives here and is such a remarkable player and almost nobody knows. He played in a band called the Rock Creek Roll Band. That was a band back in the 70s. And they were, again, primarily cover tunes. In fact, they were based in Portland, where I was born. And they were playing gigs the year I was born in the city of Portland. So it was really, he's had quite an experience of places he's lived and playing music. Just a remarkable soul. So that was Mr. Al Too Loud McLeod, and one of these times I will get him to put a little show on here on my show if I can get him to do it. He owns a business here in town where he makes coffee and runs a restaurant at his coffee shop, and it's a very popular spot. And they're very politically active, I will say. I would say it's not like advertised all over the front of their building. We strongly disagree on politics, but we are still love one another. And if he needs anything or help or work, that's all a thing of the... that's what America is all about, is being able to be disagree and still maintain friendships. It's too bad that the country has become so terribly polarized in it. But hey, that's cool. I'm going to leave my political opinions out of the stream. Let's see what's happening. Steve, hey brother. Holy smokes, I haven't seen you for a while. Hope your Uncle Tim's doing well. I've sent him several messages. He never writes me back anymore. Oscar, mag slides. Yeah. Cool, Oscar. God, Steven, what projects are you working on? You got any guitar builds that you're... I mean, that's kind of a stupid question. Or amp builds that you're terribly excited about right now? Curious. And this being a Yamaha Pacifica guitar, I gotta say, with respect to like inexpensive Strat-shaped objects, this here is one of the best. I would love to own a Pacifica, and given that I am a Stratocaster owner, oh boy, these are really well tangled up. I gotta put strings in this thing, so here we go with this process. This is how I like to do it. This is a set of 9 to 42s. I usually go from the opposite direction. I put the bass strings in first, but we'll make this work. Let's see here. There we go. I know, isn't this exciting? No current guitar build. Okay. And amp repairs. Are those amps coming out of Seattle primarily? Okay. Good grief. Today I am using Everly 9 to 42s on this instrument. Classic super slinky, exact same strings, exact same string gauges all the way across. Really digging these Everlys. They've been a pretty good durable guitar string. And the other thing we are going to do on this one, I talked to the owner about this when he brought it in. He had the bridge all locked down, so the screws were buried in the body of the guitar. And I suggested that he go to allowing the bridge to float on his Strat, because, well, that's the way Gibson, or not Gibson, forgive me, Freudian slip, that's the way Leo Fender designed this thing to work. And I feel that, I know that having it be able to float allows you to use the whammy bar and not have a bunch of issues with tuning. If you lock these down, if you lock this down to the top of the body like it is right now, you will encounter tuning issues. I know that sounds totally counterintuitive, but you will. If you have it floating a little bit, even if you don't touch it, if it does have a tuning issue, you can tap it or grab the bar and just give it a little tap and it'll settle right back in. So that's been my experience, having worked on I don't know how many hundreds of Stratocaster shaped objects. And so I like to set them up that way. Just making sure to get all the guck off of the pickups. The electronics, I did plug it in yesterday. The electronics are working fine. We're not going to do anything with that at this point. Alright. So we got the linseed oil. And I do not like these saddles, the little adjustment pieces sticking up out of the top of this, but it doesn't seem to bother him. So let's see where we end up with once we get this thing strung up. And we're going to do the string winding instructional portion one more time today so that you can see how to put strings on a Stratocaster shaped object. And before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and hit these slots with a little bit of nut sauce. Just a tiny little bit. Oh, dog hair. Hey, there was a dog hair in there. That's cool. There we go. I like to put a little drop right at the front edge when I'm putting them on. That way I can drag the string through it and it spreads the lubricant through the nut and gets that lubricant spread throughout. If I'm doing this wrong, let me know what you think. If you see me doing something wrong here that you disagree with, or if you feel like my string changing technique is improper, or that I'm doing something that will cause problems with the guitar, let me know. I know there's quite a few Strat players out there. Curious of your experience. I will take a look at the chat here in a moment. Oop. Oop. There we go. Come on. Typical string activity here. If it can go where it's not supposed to go, it will. I mean, what just happened is almost impossible, but there we go. That does not happen very often to me. There we go. I'm going to grab this one and give it a tug. I'm not tuning this up to pitch at this point. And you can probably see my little bits of lube that's in the, and then on the unwound strings, 3 wraps. Okay, there's that. So we got good tension. Almost broke that one. Holy smokes. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
This is so stupid. They don't have enough guys. You know, I know everybody. I'm gonna get up there in the ladies' club. And I think I'm like terminal.
There we go. Strings. All right. So let's see. Zach, hello, brother. Let's see.
I think it's 2006 or 2008. Wow. So somebody bought it and threw it in
Yeah.
they traded it in at Chicago Music.
Courtney lip balm for lip. Yeah. That anything works.
No. Okay. Because I don't want
Yeah, really anything that you can use. And forgive me for not having the camera pointed in the right direction. What do you think of that thing, Chris? Pretty beautiful. I can see I need to raise this bridge on this just a little bit. work? Oh, hell yeah. It's mean. I don't know if it's plugged in, but that works great. Am I stretching the strings proper? Am I doing this okay? Just looking for anything that you guys might have to offer with respect to trying a different way to stretch them. I will try it. Is that working, Chris? Alright, so we got the bar set up to be able to pull up a step and a half or 3 cents, no, 3 cents, something like that. Three notes, 3 frets. Okay. Let's see. Never use a string puller. My string pullers, since I was a young lad, seems to be holding tune really nicely. And now that I've got the bridge floating like it was intended, we'll check our string action here. And on a Fender-shaped object, whoo, we're low, but definitely low. Looks really well set up. I wonder why. So this thing is really in good shape right now. Looking really good. All the saddles look really nice. I will play this a little bit and see what happens with respect to the how well it's intonated and such. I'm going to play it a little bit first, but yeah. This is nice. Not bad, man. I love the color of that.
I know, it's a
thing. That
killer
is
color.
sexy.
I'd really like to have a Les Paul in that color. That would be sweet.
Yeah,
I mean
the sparkles in it, I could do without that. But the solid, the
color
gold
is
that it
is perfect.
It's got that greenish kind of tint to it. Yeah, it's beautiful. All right. Uh-oh, there we go. This little lid that comes with the, you gotta be careful. That thing will vanish in a blink of an eye. I'm glad they colored it red. Because the smallest stuff will always, you know, if you have a bench like this where a lot of when your tools are very small, they will always fall on the floor first. That's just how it goes. It's like wiring, you know, the wire will go any direction but where it's supposed to go, where you intend it to go. All right. So now, and that guitar that you were hearing there, that was our one of the owners of the shop. His playing through a 1943 Nashville. Nashville? Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry, not a Nashville. There's another town over there called Kalamazoo. Amplifier. And that amp was built in about 1942, and it still works like a boss to this day. All right, let's see how this thing handles now that I've set it up. And remember, don't ever use a whammy bar on a Stratocaster, because your guitar will go out of tune constantly. Okay, I'm just fair warning. You know, if you own a Strat-shaped object and it has a whammy bar, you probably should just like get rid of it, like take it off, because the guitar won't stay in tune. Now here's something I'm noticing is that the bar doesn't really stop turning, and bummer. Yeah, they drilled the hole all the way through, so I can't put a spring in there.
Masses right What's up, Masses?
Well, what are you up to?
I came to give you some money and get my shit.
Good grief. Well, I'll be dipped. Let's
gonna
do
give
it.
you a whole deal.
All
I'm
right.
gonna give you almost every bit that I owe you.
Okay.
And you still need to cut me a deal.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the whole thing, buddy.
Oh, right on.
You still cut me a deal.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get you.
I had to sacrifice.
That sacrifice?
Yeah, I had to sell
Alright.
I had to sell a $500 guitar yesterday to pick that up
Oh, you're kidding me.
for $225. I
got
brought you to buy in
burned.
here. It just
No.
traded you. It'd been a lot easier.
All right. Well,
That's okay. I know it. I know it's perfect. So.
this one's priceless now.
Oh, I know that. And my friend in Palo Rock's very happy.
Oh, excellent. That's cool. Is this going back to him?
No, that's mine.
This is yours. All right.
This is mine,
Cool, cool.
and it should never go anywhere because of who gave it to me.
Oh,
And if it hadn't been free, it'd be a really expensive guitar right now. I know it's priceless, but we will not talk about it anymore.
all right.
Good to see ya. Yeah, take care.
You probably found us locked up and dark. We've all been here for a week and the sign says you're closed. Yes, yeah. Alas, sorry about that.
It's like bowling ball. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yes, yeah. See you guys later.
I've never had anybody ask me for about 4 or 5 years.
go. All right, so now again, this bar doesn't have a where the bar threads into the bottom of the block here. It's not stopped on the bottom, so I can't put a spring in there. But I may try to do something else, maybe with a screw or a little piece of all thread or something. But let's take this thing for a ride and see how terribly these whammy bars don't stay in tune, right? Well, gotta plug her in. It helps to plug the guitar in. This is Fender styles. Remember, your guitar will not stay in tune if you use the whammy bar at all on a Strat. Especially if you've just put new strings on the guitar. That was not what I was going for. Says that you can't, they're all right. You know, whammy bars on these whammy bars on Fenders. You hear how terribly that thing's going out of tune? I mean, it's tragic, right? Bar down, the thing won't stay in tune when I use it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see, I know 3 guys now, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm thinking of all the guys I've set up Strats for. Oh, boy, all of them stay in tune. Pretty amazing. Let's see. Oscar, did I just prove you wrong? Forgive me. Yeah, you just witnessed me play a guitar that I put strings on no more than 10 minutes before I use the whammy bar. And you know, there's a lot of folklore, and you know, each guitar is its own. Each guitar is its own animal, its own typewriter. Every typewriter is different. We all know that, and every guitar is very similar to that. But you know, these bars are not made to do Eddie Van Halen type movements with them, although you can. I used a little bit of nut sauce in the nut on this. I properly stretched the strings, and I'm using the vibrato bar. It's a vibrato bar, it's not a tremolo bar, in an appropriate manner, in the way that back in the time, 1957 I believe is when they appeared on Stratocaster, 58 maybe, that they would have been used for that. And I think before that there were Bigsby style or other styles of whammy bars, and Leo went, well, we can hide all that stuff and make it efficient and work. So.
Oh my God, yeah. But we're not starting this year till 7 or so. I thought it was 6. Well,
DOA.
he wants us to play a little bit before the show, but
yeah,
that means.
And that's definitely a good idea. Obviously, I didn't do it on putting nut sauce under the trees. I like that idea, but I didn't do it. And this thing seems to be working just fine. So Tracy's gonna have fun. Now, one thing I want to check before I say that this thing's all done: the strap buttons. That one feels good. Ooh, that one's loose. I think you can probably see. This is something that during your string change and your maintenance work, this is something that you should look at every time you change strings. Every single time. You do not want your strap to come off of here while you're playing live. That would be a disaster. This is cinching up nicely. Definitely the screw's not stripped. It's getting snug. Getting tight. There we go. So now, because of the way this bar is behaving, the fact that it doesn't like cinch up, it's not a tapered thread apparently on this one. What I'm gonna do is see if maybe I can't help make this thing work a little better. And it's a 4mm whammy bar. Let me see. Let me see.
Interview with James Burton about playing with Rick Nelson. He said he was playing with somebody.
That's not the right thread.
And, Rick Nelson had done on Walk.
That's not the right. This might be. Let me see if this thread will fit in here. I don't think it will. But that's alright if it doesn't. What we're gonna do, take a look down in here. So here's there's my ugly mug. That's why I'm single. I'm so fucking ugly. So I could plug the bottom of that hole with a little bit of this thread. Could plug the bottom of that hole with this, and then I could insert a spring from the top side, and then the bar would, when he tightens it in, he'd be able to leave it exactly pointed where he wants it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this screw here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, quick modification. I gotta modify, Stu.
You do, huh?
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, one of these lovely bars, the holes cut through the bottom of where the bar thread's in.
Right, so you can't put a spring in there because it shits out the bottom.
Right. So
You're gonna plug the bottom.
plug the hole in the bottom
Yep.
and make it work.
Good for you.
Be a real mild modification, but okay, now the part that I just cut off is the part that I need, and it fell on the floor and it vanished into thin air, because that's how this sort of stuff works out. Look at that. I got lucky. I got lucky in this case. Now this is really hot, right? Woo! Oh yeah. That's plenty hot. What do you think? What do you think? Oh yeah. Oh boy, that's hot, all right. Now you just watched it hit the floor again, because it won't land anywhere like normal where you could easily find it. So I'll be down here looking for it. Oh no, there. Oh, look at that, I found it. That thing is playing easy to get today. Now I'm gonna let this cool off for a moment. Cool. I'll tell you what, that's hot. Woo! Yeah, it's still hot. Give me a moment, I'll be right back. I've got a business meeting.
Joey's shit is better than yours. Joey would not own that and give it back to you. I mean, I think he would think it's cool. I mean, it's just not a player in our cart. Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, he would know that. Yeah. Did you see the one that he's? No. Customer gave it to him. I noticed that there was machine heads, like 6 in a line in their cart.
Oh, that's cool.
It is cool. By the time he gets done with it, it's gonna be, I bet you it's gonna be awesome.
And these machine heads were terrible.
Yeah, he was not in fucking trouble.
These are bad. I mean, those are worse than those fake Clusons.
I said, did you order machine heads for the guitar? He said, well, we didn't have any in stock, so I got 2 sets. So that's actually good thinking.
right, yeah, I love the summer months. Boy, all right, so this is cooled off, and I'm gonna grab a screwdriver. We'll see how well it doesn't fit. Let's see if I can magnetize. So now I can hold that screw, and the head of the screw is too big. Well, let's grind it off a little bit. Let's do some more alterations, because I'd like to have that screw head on there. Yeah, I could I could just use a piece of the thread that I cut off of there, but why would I do that? So I got a hold of this thing. I'm going to grind a little bit off the edges of it. This screw or this guitar a little bit. Ooh boy, that's hot. Yeah, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. We'll just do one little piece at a time. The screw head wasn't like way too big, but it was definitely too big. Woo, hot. Woo, hot. Woo, hot. Holy smokes, that's hot. Alright, hopefully my camera guy was holding the camera in the right place. Let's see if I can see how this fits now. Still pretty hot. Woo, yeah, that's hot. Get her. Oh, whoop. Now I gotta take a bit more. I might have to take just a little bit more off of that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to modify that just a wee bit more. Oh well, magnetize here. I'll put it so you can read it. So we'll grind a little bit more off of there. And we'll point this over where you can see what I'm doing. Boy, it's gonna be hot. You just want to spinner. Whew.
Can you give me a hand for just a second?
Yep. Let me finish doing this real quick.
All right.
I just got a grip on this. I want to finish. Got to alter this a little bit. Alright, so I've whittled that down quite a ways. I'm going to let that cool off for a moment. I've got to go help my boss. Give me a moment. So let's see if my little modification of this screw does the trick here. I just have a few threads showing through here, and if this does do the trick, before I like Jiffy Lube, or not Jiffy Lube, before I like JB weld this into place, and it's still a little bit cattywampus. No, it's not. It's definitely going in there. So that goes in there and it stays. And now what I can do is on the top side of this. Oh, where are my screws? Where are my Fender screws? Oh my god, or my where did those go? I may have given my last, oh, there they are. These are available all over the interweb and at my shop. If you own a Fender guitar and you don't use these springs, you might find these to be quite useful. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this in here. Interesting. So I might need to cut that spring in half, so I'll dump it out. All right. And I'll get my hefty set of my big old heavy duty. I'm going to cut the spring in half, because oftentimes even in a Fender Stratocaster you end up having to cut these in half. And I need a heftier pair of cutters, I think, but let's see. Maybe I can get this one to work on it. Stronger hands. I need stronger hands. These plumber hands are not strong enough. But if you find that the tool that you're using is too small, just get a bigger tool. And I never recommend using anything less than an 18-inch pipe wrench on anything if you can. So let's try that. We'll drop that spring down in there. Just a little bit of a spring. And now you can tighten that in, and look at that. Just like that. Yeah, use the Dremel. Yeah, my little wimpy plumber fingers. These things have busted loose some of the biggest pipe in the world. And I ain't kidding. Okay, so just making a small modification like that will now allow my buddy Tracy to have his whammy bar stay where he wants it. But also, you know, remember, don't use a whammy bar on a Fender Stratocaster style guitar, because it'll go out of tune. Don't use a whammy bar on a Strat. I'm going to say that I think from this point forward. I don't know if my camera guy's got me in the frame or not. So let's play this thing a little bit. Don't use a whammy bar on a Strat because it'll go out of tune. Yeah. Anybody else feel that way? Just like they should just never have built those things. Well, properly is a subjective term. I was just kind of dive bombing with it, and let's see what else. Did the nice light little touch and all that. Just take your guitar. It's weird. I've been playing my Strat so much lately that and my my Ibanez that when I grab my SG or a Les Paul or something like that without a bar on it, I miss having that bar there. And this other piece of spring that I cut off of that spring will go in his case in case he loses one. No pun intended. Oscar, you're funny. Yeah, I don't usually waste much time. I get as much stretch out of the strings as I possibly can while I put them on the string, on the guitar, so that when I do play it, I don't have to deal with them stretching. I could certainly probably get a little bit more stretch out of these. They're metal and it'll stretch, and they will. Yeah, if you properly stretch your strings, whether you got a whammy bar or not, your guitar will stay in tune a whole lot better. So I often have, I gotta be careful. I want to speak accurately. I get a lot of guitars that come in, this guitar won't stay in tune, blah, blah, blah. It's usually not the guitar's fault. It's the string change or technique. It's most of the time it's not the guitar's fault, or hardware or anything like that. It's because they didn't stretch the strings properly when they put them on, or they're just, when they grab a chord, they're pulling or moving notes, and it's a technique thing. And I've had to tell a lot of guitar players that, which is walking on eggshells, but I gotta be honest. Yeah. You sure do mess with a lot of different strings. I do not. I don't have a demand for it. Nor do I play many different styles of music that required many different styles of strings, ultimately. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I've found strings that just work fantastically for what I use, and if I have a client come in that wants a specific brand or style of string, I will get it and use it and stretch them properly. Yeah, and I'll oftentimes our store is an Ernie Ball dealer. We also sell Diodario strings, but I primarily use Ernie Ball, and they work fantastically for my clients and myself. I'm happy to put Ernie Ball strings on. I often will get young people in that do a lot of drop D tuning, and so I'll use a heavy bottom string so that low E doesn't lose all of its oomph, if you will. It doesn't turn into a noodle when it's drop D tuned. Kind of fun. Alright, well, I've got other guitars to move on to. I am not going to be doing any living streams of the work the guitar that I'm building. That'll come out in a video that I'll edit all together, and just take the time to do that. Yeah. So I want you all to have a really wonderful Friday. Not sure what I'm going to do this afternoon or this evening, but that's the wonderful thing about being single and not having any children. My obligation is my cat, Fred. He's doing wonderfully, by the way. I am going to do an intonation setup on this guitar real quick and get a hold of Tracy and have him come get this thing, because it's pretty darn close. I want to check the intonation, and I'm going to play it a little bit more, but I think I've done through enough stuff on this live stream. Hopefully with what's been involved in the chat, that you maybe have learned something today. And remember to not use your whammy bar on your Strat, because it's useless. It'll make your guitar go out of tune. Yeah, Preston, thanks for being here. Oscar, Zach, Ian's Guitar Shack, thank you for being here. Have fun at the Taylor Swift show if you go. Oh, my knees hurt. Yeah. Or my knees hurt. Have fun at the Taylor Swift show. Yeah, he's hard to get. I mean, you point a camera at that cat and he vanishes. He does not like it. He knows. Yeah. Yeah, I could travel anytime I want. I just don't. I live in the most beautiful place in the world. I have no desire to go to any. I mean, it just doesn't it interest me. So with regard to that, I've been to Jamaica, been to L.A., been to Washington D.C., been almost everywhere in Oregon. Well, most of the places in Oregon, and not all of them for sure. I need to revisit a few of those. Yeah. Right on. Oh, and Hugh, yes. That's someplace I would love to go, would be Scotland. But only because Hugh lives there. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging. Peace.